Well, first of all, thank you for giving me a few minutes to explain this, but there was actually a lot of people that wrote to me, phoned me, and asked me to run again. Please take it to the next level. They really appreciate what I've done so far. But the reality for any person is you first have to understand how's your health? Do you have support at home to do these things? And that's all fine, really great. And then after this, it's an honor. It's an honor to serve. In this community, it's been over 12 and a half years, first as chief of police, and then now as mayor, to provide safety, to provide some leadership, and making sure that everything works fine. And that's not just for the rich people. A lot of people talk about economic development, but it's also for the poor people, for the people that work and live paycheck to paycheck, and making sure you have a good balance in the community. And that's exactly what the people asked me to do, is keep this moving. At the same time, can you make sure that we're all represented? It's a very good community. We've worked very hard. I even left my seat to put a motion on the floor in 2009 to make sure utilities were lower. So we have low taxes, low utilities, a friendly community, and a very safe community. And a lot of people appreciate that. And so do I, by the way. I live here. This is the way it is. And so it's a great community for that, and that's why I'm running again. So what do I bring to the table that others don't have? First of all is the experience. Experience as being mayor, including the whole community, young, poor, old people, people who need support for their business, the whole gamut of it, the development, the representation of the city to other places. So experience, and in my mind, a lot of progress. We've done a lot of progress. We're still not at the level I think we should be. There's a lot of things we have to focus on. But with the experience, managing, we have 1,300 employees that work for the city. We've improved the quality of the service. I know when I started out it was at 67%, we're now at 90%, so it brings a lot of different approach. We're still not 100%. I don't know if we'll ever reach that, but we have to strive to do that, to make sure that as a city we provide this. So what do I bring? Certainly some direction when it comes to this. I've supervised up to 4,700 people. And then, I've balanced all the budgets I've ever had, including at the police office before I came to the city. So we're in good shape. Financially, we've invested quite a bit of economic development. In the last 3 years, I can tell you, for example, that we have 1,261 new business licenses that were issued. So I think something is happening, and I think I can guide a lot of this. I can certainly engage our people. I'm not afraid to challenge, because that's what leadership's all about, because it's in the challenge that our people that work for the city will be seeing their own reward. So that's one of the things that really motivates me to make sure that we represent the citizens, we serve them better, or the best we can. There are limitations, of course, and some people think we could do a lot more, but the reality is if you want to do a lot more, where will the money come from and who will do it? So in that frame of mind, I think I'm probably the one that has the best to take it to the next level of all the candidates for mayor. So the biggest challenge that we have facing Medicine is definitely the flood mitigation. I know firsthand because I was involved before this flood, during the flood, and after the flood to make sure that we kept our people safe for one, but also tried to minimize the destruction that would come with such a flood. This is the biggest disaster the city has ever had. The province is telling us that we've done the best of all the communities that they're overseeing. But that means that we have to do better, and we have to protect the infrastructure we have for all people, not just the city, for all people, to make sure that the next flood, because we will get more floods. We're either going to get it from the river, South Saskatchewan River, or we're going to get it from the two creeks that are coming down. So actually, the main thing that we have to do is really address that. Provide a lot of guidance when it comes to this. I'm trained for this, by the way, not with the police, but I was trained by the military when the RCMP sent me for that, for disaster management. We did very, very well when it comes to this, but on the other hand, there's some people still got affected, and we've got a lot of work to do to help the remaining people go back in their houses, and also to prevent the next one that's going to come. So that will be something that I will not ignore. It was ignored after 1995, which is the second worst disaster we've had, but it should not be ignored again. So I'll make this priority number one. Favorite memory of when I was a kid, at 13 years old, the farmer across the road from us, Mr. Grenier, broke his arm, and of course he needed help in the summer, so my dad asked me and also my brother, younger brother, 12 years old, to help with the farmer across the road. Of course he had two farms. He had the one across the road and he had one 5 miles away, so that summer, of course we're off school, gave us a chance to ride the tractor all over the place, go from one farm to the other. It was busy milking cows in the morning because he only had one arm, but his wife helped a lot, and then so did my brother and everything else. You had to clean the barns and everything, go fetch the cows. And then after this, the day was filled with haying and cleaning up, and learned a lot about mechanics. The tractor broke down, so he told me what to do, and we took it apart. I had to change the water pump. It was my first experience in taking things apart, and from a mechanical point of view, but very interesting when you know what you have to do. So, but learned a lot. It was very, very long days. I can tell you one thing, it was pretty easy to sleep at night after you've been in the sun all day. So by the end of summer, we both had probably the best stand we've ever had, because we were outside all the time, working very, very hard. And then my other brothers, younger ones, would even join up. So haying and then loading up and riding tractors. If you can imagine, 13 years old, you're on the road, which you shouldn't be actually, but on the road with a load of hay going through town or whatever it is to the next farm, and picking that up. And so a lot of challenge, but again, when you work hard, reward comes with it. So work ethics had a lot to do with that summer, but a lot of fun trying to help and helping Mr. Grenier.